All right, hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Come on in and join us. We're ready for a good show. Thank you so much for being here with us. My name is Stacy, and I am the Community Love Manager here at Big Impact, and I'm so excited to be here welcoming you onto the call. So we're going to be getting started on time. So as you roll in, just go ahead and share in the chat box. It's on your screen somewhere around there, what your name is and where you are joining us from. Like, I absolutely love seeing where everyone is coming in from. So make sure to chat with us, share your name and where you're watching from. So like I said, my name is Stacy. I'm the Community Love Manager here, and Mark and Shannon are in the side wings getting ready, prepping for the show. So they will be joining us here in just a couple of minutes. So as you roll in, share your name, where you're watching from. My name's Stacy, and I am joining you live from Albuquerque, New Mexico. It is a beautiful sunshiny day, like most days here, and I'm so glad to be here with you. So where are you joining us from? Go ahead and type in the chat box your name and where you are joining us from, and then we will be getting started on time tonight. So welcome, Michael from Nashville. We are so excited to have you here. Welcome, everybody. So much love for you for joining us on tonight's call. So hello, Nancy from Oakland. Hi, Mary from Sunshine Coast, Queensland. That's Australia, you guys. That's amazing. See, people from all around the world are here. Hi, Kim from New Hampshire. That's so amazing. Thank you all so much for joining us. So like I said, my name is Stacy. I'm the Community Love Manager here. So I'm spreading the love and welcoming you into the call for tonight. So thank you so much. You're in for a big treat. Mark and Shannon are going to be sharing all about how to make big money with public speaking, and you're interested in speaking, so that's why you're here tonight. And join us for tonight's call to really, understand what it takes to make big money as a public speaker. So if you look to Mark and Shannon and say, oh my gosh, I want to do that, then you are absolutely in the right place. So we're going to get started here in just a few minutes. So take that last sip of water, grab some coffee if you need to. If you haven't already introduced yourself in the chat box, go ahead and do that right now. Again, share your name and where you are calling in from. And once you've done that, then I would love to know what you were most excited about learning on tonight's call. So you can share that as well. So thank you for joining us. Who's ready for a party? We are gonna rock and roll tonight, and I'm so excited to be here with you. So we're just gonna wait just a couple more minutes, let some of the stragglers come on in. Mark and Shannon are getting ready in the side wings, and then we will welcome them out with a big impact round of applause. Even though you're only going to be able to hear me, but I know you all are going to be joining in the fun. So welcome, welcome, everybody. All right, quick countdown, 60 seconds until we go live. Who's excited? I know I'm excited. Welcome for everyone who just joined us. Come on in, make yourself at home. I'm Stacy, and I am the Community Love Manager here at Big Impact, and I'm so excited to be with you on tonight's call, where Mark and Shannon are going to share all about how to make big money with public speaking. But before they get started, I have a question for you. What is your name and where are you joining us from? Go ahead and in the chat box somewhere on your screen, depending on what browser you're using, go ahead and type into the chat box what your name is and where you're joining us from. And also, quick housekeeping. Please use Chrome to join us on tonight's call. The other browsers sometimes get all funky and freeze up. So if you have Chrome, go ahead and join us there. You'll have a much, much better experience. So just a little housekeeping to get that out of the way. All right, We are going to get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everyone, give a big round of applause for Mark and Shannon, who since 2013, graduates of Big Impact University have generated over $16 million. Well, that is $16 million in revenue for their programs and packages, and stepped into the ultimate satisfaction of living their purpose and making a bigger difference. And the driving force behind that has been the amazing, wonderful Mark and Shannon. They're so amazing, I forgot the word that I was looking to use to say. But prior to launching Big Impact University, Mark produced some of the biggest brands in the world, including Porsche, Harley-Davidson, Aflac, and Marriott. And his genius today supports experts and speakers to achieve total niche clarity, on-brand stage presence, while creating purposeful, prosperous lives where miracles happen every day. And Shannon successfully produced live events that generated over $500,000 in a weekend and established the golden standard of the speaking and seminar industry. She shared the stage with world-renowned Chicken Soup for the Soul author Mark Victor Hansen, Queen of Sales Conversion Lisa Sasevich, and Laurel Langenmeyer, who was featured in The Secret. So they are the absolute best people to teach you how to make big money with public speaking. So I want everybody to give a warm, big impact welcome to Mark and Shannon.
Yay! Wow, what a great introduction.
Fantastic,
thank you so much, Stacey. That's great.
Thank you. That was great. Take it away.
Take it away. Well, we want to say welcome to everyone who's joining us from all corners of the country, even some places as far out as England. It looks like we have some people from Canada as well as Australia. Yay. So it's excited to have you here. And, you know, this webinar is really about how to break into speaking, or more importantly, how to use speaking to generate a boatload of business, to generate revenue, to make big money speaking.
That's right, to attract a flood of high-paying clients who are aligned with your vision and your mission and your message. So we're going to share with you our Speak Your Path to Cash system, the same exact signature system that our clients have used over the last 4 years to generate over $16 million in their businesses.
And you know, I would have never thought when we started that we would be able to say
I know,
like that.
isn't that amazing?
It really, truly is amazing. And so behind us, you see my Marshall stack and all these cool guitars. Well, that's because our clients become rock stars.
That's right.
And they really, really do. You're going to be meeting a couple of them today. We're going to be telling you about what they've done to be able to go to in a place probably similar where you're at, and be able to implement this system, our Speak Your Path to Cash system, to bring in multiple 6 figures, sometimes even 7 figures into their business, after just learning a few nuances of what we've been able to teach. We are the world's authority, the world's leading authority on the business of speaking. And today we're going to show you how to turn and how to monetize your message, whether you're speaking on big stages, small stages, webinars, or simply just small speaking gigs in your own backyard.
And, you know, let's face it, money is great, but it's not everything. And so the impact that you're able to have living on purpose and following your calling and really serving as an agent of change to be a bigger difference in people's lives, that is priceless. So we're going to show you how to make a bigger difference and make a boatload of money doing it, so you can have more freedom and make a bigger difference that you're called to make. So I think we're ready to get started.
I think so too.
Ready to dive in?
Let's do it. So we're going to screen share. Stacey, let me know if you're not seeing what needs to be seen here in just a second. All right. So we're turning on the screen share, everyone. Okay. And now we're going to go to the PowerPoint. All right. You should see our screen now.
Can you see our screen, Stace?
Yep, you are all set.
Okay,
Right.
excellent.
So how to make big money speaking, that is the key. And you know, the thing is you got to remember that you can do this. Everyone has a message within them, and you've got to start with the belief that you can do it. And what you're going to discover today is that speaking, public speaking, is the fastest way to grow your business, to attract clients, and to get seen as the expert that you truly are. Too many of you are lost in obscurity, working on your brilliance with your computer and your monitor, and not enough people know about you. And so it's through public speaking that you really are able to build an image and you're able to a personification as an expert.
A platform, if you will, you know. So ultimately it's about leaving your heart print on the world while making a fortune with public speaking.
And there's a shift going on in the planet. Those people that have been focusing on personal growth over the years are starting to vibrate at a higher vibration than a lot of the world. And that's all these lights that are showing up. And so your message now matters now more than ever. If you're feeling the call to be a speaker, if you've been working on yourself for years, then you have what it takes in the way of expertise to help people and to make a difference on the planet.
And so if you haven't already, make sure you have a pen and a piece of paper, maybe even a glass of water, and just really give yourself the gift of the next 90 minutes to be fully present. So this wouldn't be the time to be, you know, multitasking with email and Facebook and all of those things. Just really give yourself the gift of being here now.
Right.
Because our promise to you is over the next 90 minutes, we're going to show you how to use speaking to make $10,000 or more every single month. So whether you're already a successful entrepreneur or you're just getting started, who couldn't use an extra 6 figures to their bottom line, right?
And you know, people get into the habit of attending webinars, and oftentimes in that habit, you get into the habit of multitasking. And we want you to see that what we're going to share with you today, literally everything that we share with you today can move the needle to making that $10,000 plus per month, or adding that $10,000 plus per month. So wouldn't it make sense to just give it your 100% of attention?
And it's our pinky promise. It's our pinky promise to you.
Especially if you're feeling that call to be a speaker. So let's go deeper.
Yes.
So here's what you're going to take away with today. What we want you to see is that if you're an expert, then you have a message inside of you and it's dying to get out. Okay?
And we're going to share with you how to break into the speaking industry. Did you know that small stages in your backyard can equal big money in your bank account when you have the right system?
That's right.
So you're going to learn our Speak Your Path to Cash system. We're going to share with you the 3 simple steps.
That's right. And then it's not just for speakers. Maybe you are an entrepreneur and you can see how, wow, you know, if my salespeople could be out there speaking, or maybe you're just really big on adding a whole new revenue stream, you can add an additional 6 figures, maybe even multiple 6 figures by just adding this as a tool and a resource to your existing block of business. Pretty powerful. So
even if you don't see yourself as a speaker, you know, some of you can't wait to be on stage. Many of you are already speaking already, but some of you might not really consider yourself a speaker quite yet.
Right.
So that's kind of our hope and prayer with this presentation, is that we illuminate all the benefits of speaking. So even if you don't identify as being a speaker, you're going to start to want to use speaking to market your services.
And when you really are able to see the benefits that it provides your life and your business, it only makes sense to at least incorporate some of it into what you're doing already. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump in, because what we know is we're going to invite you to stay until the end, because we had something really remarkable happen with Shannon and I. And, you know, and in today's training, we're going to share with you everything we did, exactly what we did to make over $400,000 in our first 10 months of business.
And we did all of that, check this out, without a website, without social media, without even a business card.
All through speaking. And most of these speaking gigs were less than 30 people. We'll go into that more as well. So if you like the idea of making $400,000 in 10 months without a website, just type in hell yeah. Type in hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, awesome. And like I said, we did it all through speaking using our Speak Your Path to Cash speaking system. And we'll go into that a little bit later today.
Excellent. And, you know, I remember when that happened, it was a high.
It really was.
It was a high like none other. You know, before that, Mark and I both had spun our wheels for years and years, investing in lots of expensive coaches and going to every networking event known to man and doing years of inner work, much like you have done yourself. And so when we finally cracked the code, it was like euphoric. I mean, it was a high like none other. Well, it was kind of like multiple orgasms. Yeah, something you want to do over and over again. Yeah.
Yes. Can we do that again, please?
Yes, again.
So we want to share this strategy with you because it really has been life-altering for Shannon and I. And we're going to share with you today the exact same process that our private clients pay us in excess of $30,000 for one-on-one support in the distinctions of our Speak Your Path to Cash system. And it's pretty simple. So we're going to give it to you today so that you know exactly what you need to be doing when it comes to speaking, to adding that additional $10,000 plus every single month, getting it all free on today's webinar.
So you're an expert. Now, you may be a badass that not very many people know about. Are you the best kept secret in town? Or maybe you have an established practice already, but now it's really time to take it to a whole other level. You know that so much more is possible, not just in income, but in impact as well.
And the thing to understand is what started off as an industry, we're going to call it the empowerment industry or the expert industry. It really started off years ago that people would go to work for a company and they would spend 15, 20 years mastering that expertise. And then they would become a consultant. They would retire from that job, get their retirement benefits, and then open up their door as an expert. Well, that has changed over the years because people are wanting to fast track their expertise. And maybe you are someone who has spent years, maybe you know about websites, or you know about health, or you know about nutrition, and the depth of your knowledge expands years upon years upon years of personalized study, where you're bringing in a variety of different types of content to create some, maybe even some intellectual property that is solely yours. That is what is perfect for speaking. We're going to show you a little bit later about the ascension ladder as a speaker with the 5 different revenue models of speaking and where your expertise comes in. So this is an industry for experts. And now you might be someone who's really good at a lot of things and you don't know what your one thing that you're expert at. That's where Shannon and I can come in to help you, is how to bring in all the pieces of your business, all the pieces of your life, all the things that you've been studying throughout the years to create something that's solely unique and yours. It's really quite powerful.
And you have a message living inside of you. You know, one thing we know for sure is
dying to get out.
It's dying to get out of you. And one thing that we know for sure, the fact that you're here with us right now, is that you truly have gifts to share, that you have a big, big heart and a big message inside of you. And if you're anything like Mark and I, we've got to get this message out. You know, now is the time more than ever before. And if you have any doubt, just turn on CNN for 10 minutes,
That's
okay?
right.
More than ever before, the world needs your medicine, your message, and in the flavor, in the essence that only you can deliver it in.
That's right. That's right. So here are the pieces of your business. You have all of your experience. You have your genius zone, and you should be building your business to be able to be standing in your genius zone. There's the wounds that occurred to you throughout life, from your childhood all the way into your adulthood, the disappointments, the letdowns, the tragedies that have helped shape you and your wisdom. There's your niche on where do you fall in the marketplace and who you're doing business with. Then there's your brand. All of these pieces must fit together like a nice jigsaw puzzle that makes a beautiful scenery that makes sense for people so that they can do business with you. And you've got to ultimately bring all of these things together to solve a specific problem for a specific group of people. Once you've done that and you take center stage, then you become a speaker that people pay attention to because your words carry voltage that impacts their individual lives. Anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, I'm just kind of tapping in. You know, we can't see you, but we can feel you. And first, I really just want to acknowledge you for showing up for yourself. There's a lot of places that you could be, and you know that you're carving out the next 90 minutes to really go deeper and develop and deepen your expertise. And then there's also a part of you that might be feeling, well, I know this already, you know, and as an expert, there's a lot of things that you know. And so when you hear that little voice of like, oh, I know this already, I'm going to ask you to be open Okay, be open, because we might say something in a certain way or it lands in a certain way, and that could be one nugget that literally could be the difference between 6 figures, multiple 6 figures. So try to be really open. I know you're an amazing badass and you're a total expert. So I just wanted to tap into that.
Yeah, and it can be hard for experts to allow in new information. And the thing to remember is we have a system here. It's a duplicatable and repeatable system. And you're going to be hearing from people that have done amazing things they never thought they could do with our Speak Your Path to Cash system. So the pieces of your business have all got to fit together into solving a specific problem for your audience and for a specific group of people. And so you're kind of asking yourself questions like, oh my goodness, you know, how do I fit all those together? And did you know that over 88% of businesses have a messaging problem? What that basically means is what they're communicating isn't landing with their audience or their target audience. There's something that isn't matching in that. That's why so much time is spent on people learning to talk about what they do so that you are relevant in the marketplace as opposed to overlooked in the marketplace.
And you know you have a messaging problem if you feel like you've been spinning your wheels. You're working really hard. It's not like you're, you know, sitting back eating bonbons and kicking back watching, you know, I don't know, what do you even watch in the middle of the day? I don't even know. I mean, you know, you're really trying and you're doing everything that you know in your power, but you're like, where are all the clients? Where is the freedom that I really long for and I really desire? So if that's you, then you could fall into that 88% of entrepreneurs that have a messaging problem. So we'll go deeper into that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So an example of that is our client, Idalina. Here's a picture of her. She's stylish, young, and here she was an image consultant.
This is before she started working with us.
And then she was also an image and branding consultant. Same picture, same font, same everything, just different title. And then she was an image consultant and stylist. So this is an example of someone who's searching for their niche, searching for their thing to make an impact on the world. And oftentimes that confusion on her part was leading to confusion in the marketplace, right? So she was working really, really hard, working way too much, getting paid far too less for the talent that Idalina brings. Now, Idalina is also a professional tennis player. She used to be a professional tennis player. So she understands goals and setting goals and striving to achieve their goals. So she was working her tail off and not being able to get traction because she couldn't get her messaging dialed in.
And when she came to us, she was brilliant, but again, she was spinning her wheels left and right, trying to get the right language and trying to find the right platform and the right marketing. And I mean, honestly, even with this picture, she was couch surfing.
Yep.
Now, you know, you wouldn't see a picture like this and think like she's been struggling, but she was couch surfing. She was really struggling to make ends meet. She was thinking, you know, well, maybe she has a law degree, but she was pretty burnt out with doing law. So she was trying to get her business up and running, and she was really spinning her wheels.
So after Big Impact University and working with us, we got her on the right track. And if you look in the, you know, you'll just notice a very different energy now, a little more professional. Down in the lower half, you can see her still has Idalina, but upgrade your online presence. And she's speaking more thought leadership now. Okay. Tomorrow's success depends on today's action. Now she's on stages. Now she's become a LinkedIn expert for the real estate industry, getting gigs all across the world and some of the most coveted stages for real estate. See where she's at there? I mean, these are huge stages that are pulling her in, and she is powerful. Once we landed on her message, she was able to make that difference. And now she's getting paid to speak. She's getting clients every time she speaks, and she's in demand as a speaker.
So a lot of times it's just a simple little tweak, you know. So with Idalina, instead of her being this, you know, serving everyone and helping everyone, we nichified it. Right. I don't know if that's a word, but it is now. It is now. Yeah.
So you have a message, but it has to be pulled out of you. Very seldom is this something you're going to be able to find on your own. In fact, at Big Impact Live, our staple signature event, we go into our own personal story. And I tell you how I struggled for literally over 7 years. I had 11 different iterations of my brand. And what I learned is that you can't land on your brand on your own. You need to have it pulled out of you with people that have some tools and have the ability to really see how business and personality and all that psychology fits together. And when you have that, now you have the ability to really see more accurately the place that you have in the marketplace and you can get profitable from.
Absolutely.
Right. Very good. So if it's okay, we'd like to tell you a little bit about us, who you're learning from today. We're soulmates that came together to fulfill a calling. And it's really, actually really quite remarkable. You know, we started dating, and 3 months later, we started a business together. It felt like it was a little bit crazy, in fact. 90 days later, we had our first signature six-figure event. And then 6 months later, we did it again. And that's how we had our $400,000 in our first 10 months of business. And, you know, it wasn't always that way. You know, I talked a little bit about how I struggled for years getting dialed in on my niche. And I was so frustrated because I would find a way to muster up an investment, you know, $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 in a business coach. And 6 months, 9 months later, I still was spinning my wheels on my niche. And I'm like, why is it these coaches can't do what is the most important thing when I get started? Help me land on my niche, get clear of who my ideal client is and the problem I solve for them. Once you have that, then you can begin to build your marketing and your programs and everything around that so that it really lands. And this was a nightmare for me over the course of 7 years, so much to the point to where I no longer really believed in myself. I was really starting to reevaluate my worth in the marketplace, my abilities. Is this entrepreneur thing really, am I really cut out to make it happen? And every time I looked inward, it was yes, just keep putting your foot forward. And it wasn't until I got really, really clear, I need to deepen my spiritual practice. I need to get back into self-care and really focus on supporting women. And mostly it was professional women that I was really helping in their businesses. And once I decided on that, I started making money and things started coming together.
Totally. And yeah, it's really interesting because, you know, we now have a 7-figure business. We're able to work from home. We have clients all over the world. We were living in Northern California. We just moved to Austin, Texas, like over the holidays, just a couple weeks ago. We're still in boxes and everything, you know, but it's really nice because we're not geographically dependent.
That's right.
So then you can live anywhere in the world and still have a global impact, you know? So it's a really amazing life.
Tell them a little bit about what you went through, babe, before this happened.
Yeah, it was not always rainbows and butterflies. Actually it was about a week after Mark and I started dating. Before we started dating, I was supporting a lot of big names in the industry. So I would produce their events, big multi-speaker events, and I helped a lot of people get rich and famous. And I was sort of behind the scenes, and I knew I wanted to be a speaker, but quite frankly, I didn't even know what my message would be. I didn't know what I would talk about. I didn't really know, like, well, what is the message dying inside of me? I'm like, And what happened is I ended up getting really sick. I ended up in the hospital. I had an abscess about the size of a softball on my ovary. And this was about a week after Mark and I started dating. Yeah. And I remember laying in that hospital bed and thinking, you know, here I had 20 years of personal development experience. I had walked on fire with Tony Robbins and done Landmark and listened to all the tapes and the CDs. And
everyone's going, check. Yeah. I've done those things.
All of those things. Done years and years of inner work and spirituality and personal development, but I wasn't sharing my gifts. I was hiding, quite frankly. I was really scared to put myself out there. You know, I thought, well, you know, what if it's not good enough? What if it's not perfect enough? You know, and then before you know it, I was literally putting my own message and my impact and meaning and fulfillment on the back burner. And so what happens when you start doing that over time? Well, a lot of times that can show up as a physical illness, like in my situation. So I had to get really clean and clear with myself. I said, you know what? I don't care about, you know, however much money I'm meant to make or not make. I've got to share these gifts. I've learned so much on my path of personal development, and shame on you, Shannon. Shame on you for not sharing your gifts. And so I remember laying in that hospital bed as I was recovering from surgery and saying, you know what, I'm going to make a big impact. I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know exactly what, you know, the process and the funnel and the program. I had no idea what that was going to look like at the time, but it started with a decision.
You know, and that intention, babe, I mean, it's really been remarkable. I mean, like she said, we work from home. We have international clients. We've made a global impact. We've, you know, while we had people coming from all over the world to the Bay Area, we also created a whole movement in the Bay Area. In just under 4 years, hundreds of people gone through our program. You know, thousands of people have been through our events. And I mean, it just came out of nowhere. And we literally had very little online presence, all from Speaking Your Path to Cash. I mean, we've gone on to create the Big Impact brand, launching rock star speakers all over the world. And like we said, to this date, our tribe has generated over 16 million. And we're excited to come to Austin and create even the next wave of this movement here in such an awesome town where there's entrepreneurs, movers and shakers, and experts that are wanting to make an impact in the world.
So if you're like where I was, where you're like, you know, I don't really even know what my message is, it starts with a decision. It starts with a decision to make a bigger difference, to make a big impact. I want to get paid well for my services, and the time is now. So that's why I really acknowledge you for showing up for yourself, you know, because just by being here, you're saying yes. Yeah.
You know, and imagine being able to have your own signature event like Big Impact Live, Speak Your Path to Cash, where people from around the world come to hear your message because you're able to teach them things that they need to know to make their life better, make themselves healthier, make themselves wealthier, to make business easier, to make relationships more successful. Whatever it is that is your jam that you're an expert at, there's people that need your service and need your message. All right. So how do you break into the speaking industry? The key is you can make a fortune with speaking gigs in your own backyard. You don't need to have an auditorium full. What's really quite amazing is that speaking really is the new marketing. And it's the fastest way to grow your business, make a difference, and change the world. In fact, it's the only thing that really has made a difference or changed the world. When you think of people like Martin Luther King Jr. or even President Kennedy, Robert Kennedy, and what he was saying there, I mean, it made a difference. That time in our history was right with people that were wanting to make a difference in society. And it's when you're able to speak, yet you make a big impact. I mean, Oprah, for instance, just made a huge impact at the Golden Globes with her talk about what's going on with men and sexuality and all of that that's going on in the world right now. It's pretty remarkable, and her words carried voltage. Yours can too. So the key is a small speaking gigs. By just simply booking these small gigs in your own backyard, you can attract high-paying customers like bees to honey.
Like bees to honey, baby. Yes.
It's really quite remarkable.
Yes. And we call this signature talk marketing. So your signature talk is your go-to talk that you use every time you take the stage. And so by using that signature talk as your main marketing tool, you can end up attracting clients like bees to honey, baby.
Right.
You don't need to rack your brain with, you know, expensive, complicated funnels and Facebook ads and, you know, mastering all these funnels and opt-in pages and everything. You can literally just speak your path to cash.
You can ditch technology and have a low-tech, high-touch way of being able to impact lives and make money. So here are the steps to the Speak Your Path to Cash system.
And before we go into that, I'd love to, let's put into the chat, Stacy, what are your goals when it comes to speaking? I'd love to hear, you know, do you want to attract more clients? Maybe you have a retreat program, or, you know, you have a product that you really believe in. Like, what is it that you want to use speaking for? There's so many benefits of speaking. So put into the chat, what do you want to use speaking for?
And then after you've got a couple answers on that, go ahead and just interrupt us and let us know what people's had to say. Okay, so the Speak Your Path to Cash is find your voice and monetize your message. Here are the steps. Number one, get the speaking gigs. Speaking gigs are everywhere, as our buddy Tony would say, right? At meetups,
women's groups,
Rotary Club,
Chamber of Commerce,
association meetings,
eWomen Network,
Holistic Chamber of Commerce.
Holistic Chamber of Commerce is really great if you have like a more holistic spiritual offering versus if maybe you're a realtor or insurance or you have a more traditional business. The regular Chamber of Commerce would be a better fit for you. You
can also look at expert panels. These are all opportunities where there's a need for speakers. And when you can step up as a poised speaker with a great message, now you have the opportunity to not just inspire and impact lives, but to generate some revenue for your business with people who are really in need of some support.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So if you've seen a speaker anywhere where you're in like a monthly networking event and they bring a speaker, anywhere where you're listening to a webinar, like right here and right now.
It could be you.
This could be you.
It could be you.
This could be you sharing your message and reaching people all over the world.
That's right. So number 2, you want to offer a free gift. One of the biggest mistakes that speakers make is they offer a huge paid to make a big offer at small gigs, often before you've been able to establish rapport or have a sense of people having a sense of your value. So we are a big proponent of just when you have rooms of 20 to 40 people, leading with generosity and offering a free gift.
Okay, now you want that free gift to be very strategic. You don't want it to be, you know, like a free coaching session, or maybe if you're a massage therapist, we're not saying to give away a free massage.
No.
Okay, so with that free gift, you want it to be like a strategy session or an enrollment conversation. We call this your little pink spoon. Okay, so for Americans here on the call, we have this thing called Baskin Robbins. You know, they're known for 32 flavors of amazingness of ice cream. And what happens is when you go into the ice cream shop and you want to try, you know, the Jamocha almond fudge or the rainbow sherbet, you can get a free taste, and that's called your little pink spoon.
That's right.
So what is the little pink spoon in your business that allows people to get a free taste of working with you?
So you want to use a strategy session, a breakthrough session, a discovery session, because this allows you to have a conversation about the impact that your product or service can have on their business or their life. Mm-hmm. And you want to be able to have that discussion. You can offer it in the form of a special report or maybe a seminar or workshop ticket. You can also include some video series. Or if you're more of a traditional model like a financial planner, you can set the appointment to talk about how you would work together. And see, after people have heard your compelling talk, now they know that you know what you're up to. They know that you have a similar way of looking at the world. They're anxious and excited to set that appointment and talk with you to go deeper.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then step 3 of the Speak Your Path to Cash system is when you offer your hot, juicy program. So you get the gig, you rock your talk, you offer a free gift. Typically, that's going to be a strategy session. And in the strategy session, you offer your hot, juicy program.
Yeah, I mean, this is how we've filled all of our events. I mean, we created a movement with hundreds of people coming through our Big Impact University and Big Impact Live. Mm-hmm. I mean, look at this amazing tribe. I mean, these are brilliant people, coaches, speakers, experts in the realm of relationships, health, business, technology. I mean, you name it, and they come from that. Sexuality, functional medicine. The things that are changing the world today are the people that are showing up in these rooms and making a difference.
Mm-hmm. So if you want to make a bigger difference, if you want to create your own movement, the Speak Your Path to Cash system is going to be perfect for you. So Stacy, what are people saying in the chat? What are the benefits? What do they want to use speaking for?
Yeah, so Joanne wants to use speaking to attract more clients. Liz wants to use speaking to inspire women to have fun and be sexy, and she wants to get more clients. Love that one. And Becky wants to use speaking to get more business owners. So lots of really awesome goals when it comes to speaking. So I know that this is exactly what they all need to hear to hit their goals.
Yeah, you know, one of the most challenging things that happened. It's kind of bittersweet. You have a speaking gig, you show up and you rock your talk, and everyone is inspired, and they run up to you and they're like, "Oh my God, you're such a wonderful speaker," and they give you compliments, but you don't walk away with clients. Mm-hmm. And while that can be rewarding emotionally and it can build you up as a speaker, ultimately, in order for us to be fulfilled as business owners, we need to see we're making progress, and that progress comes in the way of moving the needle of revenue. Mm-hmm. So if you're on stage, it's great to get compliments, but you got to get clients as well. And that's what I like most about the Speak Your Path to Cash system.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Okay.
Totally.
So we have rockstar speaker Jackie Bean. Now, Jackie Bean used this 3-step system to be able to she has completely changed her life in 2 years. Check this out. Here she is with Danny Kenny at Big Impact Live, having a great time. Mm-hmm. And here's an example when she just got done speaking. All right. Here's a picture of her and Danny when she was speaking at an event. And then this is what she's been able to accomplish. In February of 2015, she had made $2,000 talking about what she does.
This is before she started working
That's
with
right,
us.
before she started working with us. Then a year later, she made $30,000. So she made her entire investment in the university back plus a whole lot more. Okay, a year later.
That's the power of mentorship, to go
really
from
is.
2,000 to 30,000. Yes,
But
it
check
didn't
this out.
stop
It doesn't
there.
stop there.
That's right.
Okay, 6 months later, she's able to now get 75,000. So that means in 2016, she made over $100,000 from speaking. Okay. Then she did another 75 in February 2017, then 164 in August of 2017. Okay, you add all of that up, it's over $300,000. Together with her speaking gigs and enrollment conversations, she's generated to date over $600,000 using the Speak Your Path to Cash system from July in like 2.5 years. Where else can you rock your talk, take the stage, get clients, and serve people in that capacity and generate that kind of income with high touch, low tech?
I know, it was funny, you know, everybody's been racking Jackie's brain. Like, well, Jackie, like, you know, what are you doing to make over, you know, $600,000 in your business? And she's like, I just do what Mark and Shannon tell me to do.
That's what they taught me.
You know, and what's so great about the Speak Your Path to Cash system is it's 3 simple steps. Okay, are there things to skill up in? Absolutely. You know, maybe you need some help with your messaging. Maybe you need some help with your niche. Maybe you need help with finding the speaking gigs, or, you know, putting your signature talk together so you're getting clients, not just compliments. Whatever the area is for you to skill up in. Listen, it's a whole lot more. It's a whole lot easier and a whole lot more fun than racking your brain with online funnels. Okay, because you get to see the impact right there in the room, just like Jackie does.
Yeah, it really is. And so the biggest thing is that now she's stepped out of her shell and into her power. She's having more fun, more confidence than she's ever had before, and really making a difference in people's lives. She also was involved in law.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're seeing a trend of lawyers that are being able to take their their degree in law education and go out there and do something more powerful with from the stage.
Now Jackie was a burnt out attorney who turned healer.
Right.
And that was really her biggest concern, is like, was anybody going to really pay for my healing gifts? Yes.
Yeah. When you're a master healer, when you're a true expert,
absolutely,
you just need a system to be able to communicate that.
Now, what if you don't really see yourself as a speaker? Let's talk about that.
You know, yeah. So, I mean, speaking is still the #1 highest paid profession, and it's and the most effective marketing. Okay. You can easily add an additional 6-figure revenue stream, maybe even multi-6-figure revenue stream. And it's great if you train your sales team to do this, so that instead of knocking on doors or spending all this time online, you can literally have your sales team invite them to an event, a lunch and learn, and they can present and move the needle so that your prospects are ready to buy now as opposed to later.
So with 1 or 2 small speaking gigs in your own backyard, you could get all the leads, prospects, strategy sessions that you need for the entire month. That's why we like speaking so much.
You know, and here you're seeing Sheryl Sandberg with Facebook. Okay. So she is a full-time CMO. I think she's the chief marketing officer, COO, operating officer of Facebook. That is her full-time job. But she's also had experiences in her life that allow her to also be a voice for women's empowerment. So she is also taking the stage and generating revenue and impacting lives of women, professional women, because she has the platform and the message to do that. You could do the same thing. So she's not really seeing herself as a speaker, but she's an expert who speaks.
Absolutely.
Okay. So here we go for the 5 revenue models of speaking. And this is really how you can easily add a 6-figure funnel with speaking. Okay, so we're going to dive deep into this here. So take a look at this graphic. These are the 5 revenue models of speaking, and we suggest that you do it in this order. So when you work with Mark and Shannon and Big Impact University, we walk you through step by step these five revenues of speaking, because each one you also need to build some infrastructure in your business in order to support that. Okay, so you know, for some people you might be able to get this done based on your business in 6 months to a year. Others, it might take you 5 years based on where you're at in your business. But this is a long-term, step-by-step view of how to use speaking and how to rev up your speaking as you continue to speak.
So we recommend that you start with signature talk marketing, because quite frankly, it's the simplest. You dial in a hot signature talk. Remember, that's your go-to talk that you use every single time, based on a specific group of people and a specific problem that you solve. You rock your talk and you offer a free gift. Everybody likes free. So 50 to 80% of the room will say yes to your little pink spoon, to a free gift. Okay. And then you have all the leads that you need for the entire month. And we're going to show you how to really monetize signature talk marketing here in a little bit.
You know, and the thing with signature talk marketing is it's about generating revenue. Okay. It is about getting revenue now and generating leads for qualified leads for your business at a point in time in your business where you need revenue now. Okay, so that's what we call phase one, and signature talk marketing is the best way for you to get out there and generating revenue, because you don't need to be building funnels. You don't need to even be building a website. You don't need that. You just need to land on your signature talk and learn how to talk about what you do in a way that's relevant to your target market. Now, after you start jamming on that, now you're having fulfillment, you're having speaking gigs, your business is growing, you're generating somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000 a month in your business, and you go to do a signature talk and you're going to have more leads than you can handle. So at that point in time, you're going to want to migrate to speak to sell.
And speak to sell is basically when you offer your hot, juicy program from the stage. There's another layer and another level of mastery to do that. You know, you wouldn't necessarily want to offer your $5,000 program to a room full of 20 people, but your signature talk marketing and offering something free, yes, absolutely. So you're going to use these two strategies together, okay? Because the signature talk marketing is what's going to fill your event.
Correct.
Okay, so that's how you're generating the people there. For those of you that are doing your own workshops or you want to lead your own events, your own retreats, you may be seeing getting the people there can be quite a challenge. Okay,
unless you have this system.
Yeah, so you use signature talk marketing to enroll people to come to your bigger event, and then at your bigger event is when you would offer your hot, juicy program.
And that is a couple of things. One, speak to sell is fantastic for your own events when you build deep levels of rapport and trust with your target market, or what we call your avatar. When you have a deep level of trust, these people are looking to you as a guide, as a mentor, and they're saying, give me suggestions and resources, and they're willing to invest in those significantly into those. So this is when you need to move into and develop the skill of being able to sell a $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 program from the stage to an audience that is warm, that loves you, that respects you and appreciates everything you have to offer.
And we're a big fan of the application model, an invitation. You know, the days of go to the back of the room and buy are really slim and few and far between.
Yeah.
You know, we're more of a fan of like inviting people into your world and hand selecting the right people to work with.
So these are the 5 revenue models of speaking. We started with signature talk marketing, and you might be on that for 6 months to a year, year and a half. And then as you're starting to generate those speaking gigs turn into strategy sessions. Those strategy sessions turn into clients. You're like, I'm at a place now where I'm going to move to speak to sell through my own events. Okay. Then now you're ready to start now you're ready to move on to where most people who are called to speak go. And they move to the keynote model. The keynote model still has a lot of things to offer, but it is not a great place to start when you want to generate revenue. Why? You've got to build a specific website. You need to have a keynote type of video to be able to talk to promoters. You need to have a keynote friendly website, and you need to develop your keynote in a different way. And so this is going to take a little bit more time, and you don't get paid extremely well to start with. Keynote models are typically really reserved for people who have more of a celebrity behind their name, like a Bill Clinton or Oprah Winfrey. They're going to get paid 6 figures to come and speak for 90 minutes. All right. Someone like you who doesn't have an established name, you'll be lucky to get paid $1,500 to come speak. Okay. So you've got to develop thought leadership. You've got to develop your speaking chops in the keynote world. And this takes time. So if you were to start here, you wouldn't have any revenue for 2 or 3 years as you're trying to move into the keynote. Where if you did the signature talk and speak to sell first, now you've already established yourself as a speaker. And as you move into keynote, it's going to be a lot easier. And it's not uncommon once you have this that you're able to combine all 3 anytime you get a speaking gig. Okay, and this is gonna introduce you to a whole new level of clients that you haven't been exposed to before when you move to the keynote model?
Yeah, so, getting into corporate and doing lunch and learns and that kind of thing, being the keynote speaker for maybe a huge network marketing conference, to 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 people. John Maxwell does a lot with network marketing, and he teaches a lot about leadership. He's one of the leading leadership gurus in the world, So when you do it in the right sequence, in the right order, with signature talk marketing and speak to sell, you're not only generating revenue, but you're also generating experience, speaking experience and buzz. And then it's just the natural next step to get paid $10,000 for a keynote.
So just steps 1 and 2 is all we've done to generate the 16 million for our clients and to have all these people that are creating a movement. We're moving into keynote now. We're getting hired in keynotes. We're already starting looking at TED Talks. And this is the next one, TED Talk. Now here, you don't necessarily make money because from your TED Talk, but you make money because of your TED Talk. So all of a sudden, when you have a TED Talk that can go viral, now you become a household name. You become a celebrity, and you become a thought leader. You are seen as someone who's innovative in your approach to a specific topic. I'm thinking Brene Brown. She got put on the map from TED Talk, which eventually got her on Oprah. And if she wouldn't have had her TED Talk concerning vulnerability, she would have never been able to get onto Oprah. Okay. So your TED Talk is an opportunity for you to really have some kind of innovative, visionary idea or concept or content that's moving the needle on how people live, work, and relate. Okay.
And the reason we recommend it in these steps, you can certainly customize this, the 5 revenue models of speaking. You can customize it for you. Maybe you already have a TED Talk. Maybe you're already doing some keynote speaking, and that's totally cool. We recommend it in this order because then again, you have the platform to really allow the TED Talk to go viral.
Correct.
If you're not yet clear about the specific group of people that you serve and how you help them, or you haven't quite packaged your services, can you see how putting the TED Talk as one of the first things, even though that's appealing and alluring, it's not going to get you the same kind of traction if you already have the platform in place.
And if you have hundreds or thousands of people that have seen you speak in these first 2 steps, and then you let them know you have a TED Talk, you think they're going to watch it, you think they're going to comment on it, they think they're going to spread it. So the viral nature and the movement that has already been created. So the TED Talk adds to that, the momentum of your movement, as opposed to sparking it when you're unknown. Okay, so this really makes sense. And then that positions you for the thought leader. Now the thought leader is where you move to like a Marianne Williamson model, where you write a book and then you go on a speaking gig tour. And you're actually on tour to promote your book, where you're making book sales. People are showing up, whether you're in Chicago, San Francisco, Miami, New York, Austin, wherever you go.
Sydney,
Paris.
Hey,
wherever you go, you have an audience because you've been able to put together a best-selling book, and you're putting together thought leadership, and you're hitting the lecture circuit. This is powerful because now it allows you to reach way more people as a thought leader, and it has built into it credibility around your books.
So let's keep this slide up, and I'd love to hear from you guys in the chat. Which revenue model speaks to you the most? Which ones do you want to get started with? Do you want to do signature talk marketing? Are you already doing keynote? Let us know which revenue models speak to you the most.
You may also want to take a screenshot of this slide as well, if you think about it.
And then Stacy, you can just let us know what people are saying as they're chiming in. Yeah, this is a great one. In fact, Mark did, he wrote an awesome blog article all about the 5 revenue models of speaking, where he went quite in depth about all of these. Yeah, so if you want to learn more, that's on our site, markandshannonlive.com.
And then an example of this is our Rockstar Royalty, Jim and Cindy Padilla. All right. So Jim and Cindy, you see them as a spotlight. They're on stage telling their story. I mean, they really truly are rock star royalty. Jim, he spent his years as a sales trainer. He had been, a serial entrepreneur, having moderate to slow success over the years, but really became an expert in heart-centered selling and in integrity selling. And then Cindy, she comes from the background in retail. She's a retail specialist working, I think it was Old Navy
and Target.
Mm-hmm. And so she had a six-figure income working the back end of retail. And the two, she had retired from that, and they were spinning their wheels trying to figure out how to take her experience and his experience and create something magical. Why don't you tell them a little bit about what they accomplished after started working with us?
So now what they do is they create done-for-you sales teams for a lot of the industry leaders. Probably a lot of the leaders that you're on their list. Jim and Cindy are sort of their secret weapon behind the scenes of these seven-figure launches. They need an ongoing sales team to be able to convert the business and obviously, bless you, bless you. And obviously the leaders aren't always available to do all of those sales calls. So Jim and Cindy hire and train and manage a whole sales team done for you. So they've done very, very well. I think this year they're on track to do over $2 million in the calendar year.
Yep.
Last year they had their first seven-figure year in one calendar year.
And they've done an amazing job from speaking, being able to get in contact with industry leaders. So in the seminar and speaking industry, they are known among almost everyone that you know. Everything from Jeff Walker to Brendan Burchard, Tony Robbins, Lisa Sasevich. They all know and use Jim and Cindy, and they've been able to get there because they jumped on the 5 different revenue models of speaking, and now they're starting to be into the thought leadership realm, where Jim is being asked to speak on stages all over the country because of his thought leadership around selling.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really, really quite powerful.
Awesome. So Stacy, what are people saying in the chat?
Yeah, so it was an overwhelming majority. People are excited about Signature Talk marketing. But we've also got people who are interested in TED Talks and becoming a lecturer. So
Excellent.
We've got lots of interest in all 5 of the revenue models.
Beautiful.
Good.
Beautiful.
Excellent.
And I
Excellent.
just want to let you guys all know that the 5 revenue models, when you use them in accordance, okay, then what begins to happen is the biggest challenge that we see is focus with entrepreneurs. All right. So what happens is, in order for you to really take things to the next level, you're going to have to hit a level of discomfort at some point. Okay, where you're having to execute and you're having to work. And oftentimes there might be a little bit of anxiety, discomfort, and uncertainty at that point. And what we're seeing is that online marketing has conditioned people to, oh, let me go see if this is going to work. Let me see if this is going to work. And so they take and look up from the focus that they're at now, and they chase this elusive dream of, automation, honestly, and it gets them off kilter. It gets you out of it. And so when you focus on this, what it allows you to do is you're like, okay, I'm just going to focus on Signature Talk marketing. And then I'm going to focus on Speak to Sell. And then I'm going to focus on keynotes. And as you're doing that, you're making tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars along the way. Okay, then you can hire people to do your social media. You can hire experts so that you're not having to put yourself in that learning curve. I don't know very many people that say, I want to learn about SEO and Facebook ads. They're learning that because they have something else that they want to put out into the world. They have a different genius zone that they really want to put out into the world.
You went to a webinar and somebody told you, oh, you really need to do Facebook ads, and here's an easy way to do it. After literally over 30 years combined experience, what Mark and I have seen over and over and over again is speaking is the fastest way to attract business. It's the easiest way, and quite frankly, it's the most fun too, because you get to see the impact right in the room. We just led a training with our tribe last week in California, and it was amazing.
Awesome.
About 30 people where we landed on their programs and their packages and how to talk about what they do, and and then they're all connecting and collaborating and supporting each other. So I mean that impact is priceless.
It really, really is. So in a moment, we're going to open it up for some questions, but we want to kind of summarize what you've been able to take away today. So far today, we talked you're an expert, and then you have a message within you, and it's dying to get out inside of you. And if you're on this call, you're feeling that. There is a call for people to start to articulate their expertise and to really stand on your soapbox with an attitude and an opinion, and allow that opinion to be heard or dismissed. That's where we're at right now, because when you speak your truth, it lands in the other people's hearts who need it.
And we talked about how to break into the speaking industry, how small stages in your own backyard can equal big money in your bank account. You know, it's all the low-hanging fruit in your own backyard. Yeah. Women's groups, eWomen, BNI, Business Networking International, Rotary, Chamber, Meetup. Meetup.com alone has over 750,000 groups, okay? So if you don't yet have a Meetup group, that could be one of the next action steps that you could take, is create your own Meetup.
Or at least search there for places to speak. And here's what happens is most people, when they think of public speaking or starting to break in and make big money, you envision a big stage with a lot of people. And with this process, you'll get there. You'll get there. But this is about creating your own stages, being able to generate revenue along the way, because there's a lot to learn in business and there's a lot to learn in speaking. But speaking, the learning curve is so much shorter, isn't it? And it's so much easier than trying to get caught up with the complexity of digital marketing. We also—
Mark, did you want to share your screen with us? Sorry. Mark, did you want to share your screen with us?
Oh, I thought we were.
We're seeing your big, beautiful faces. They're wonderful. We love looking at them, but and everyone just share your screen.
All right, here we go again.
There we go. Yes. Thanks for speaking up, Stacey. Yeah. Okay, can you see
it?
There
we go. Excellent. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, that makes a difference. So we talked about just breaking into the speaking industry with small stages in your own backyard and how that really makes the difference. It's just not that hard to get onto a stage in your own backyard. A couple of phone calls and you could be booked within the next 30 to 60 days. And you could have 2 or 3 speaking gigs generating for you anywhere from 10 to 20 leads that are qualified, that have heard you rock the stage. It's awesome. It's just the best. I've never known anything that's so much fun.
And we even talked about, even if you don't see yourself as a speaker, you know, by using speaking as your main marketing tool, you've got to market your services somehow, right? You've got to generate leads somehow. So why not rock your talk, generate a boatload of leads all at once? It's the ultimate leverage. I always say you're going to talk anyway.
That's right.
Why not talk to groups, okay? You know, have one conversation with a group of people all at once and leverage your time. You know, so whether you have a big vision of having a 7-figure global impact brand, or maybe, you know, I was talking with a new client the other day, Michelle, and she's a co-parenting expert. She's got a 7-year-old son. She's like, you know, I need to make about $5 grand a month. I really want to be able to spend the majority of my time with my son. I don't want to get all crazy, like, you know, where business starts to consume my life, you know? So no matter how you want to play the game, whether you want a part-time business or you want a huge global impact, once you know the rules of the game, then you can decide how big you want to play it.
That's right. And it all starts with speaking. Whether you're going to break into internet marketing, you got to do videos. You got to do webinars.
Yep.
You got to be able to speak and talk about what you do. And there's a process and there's a way of doing it that allows people to lean in, to listen and to hear what you have to say, and to be encouraged to want to stay with it and do it and to invest in it. So you got to have a system. You got to have a system. So you might be thinking, this is great, but how do I package my expertise?
How do I find the right audiences?
What do I put in my talk?
How do you get all that? You might be wondering. Well, you need a system. You definitely need a system. So we're going to show you the Speak Your Path to Cash system, and we're just going to show you the numbers behind it. This slide is really powerful. So we'll go deeper into just showing you from one speaking gig in your own backyard with 30 people, not 300, 30 people in your own backyard. You rock your talk, you offer a free gift, which is typically going to be a strategy session. 50% of the room will say yes. Sometimes you get even higher numbers than this, but we want to show you it like very conservatively so you can see just how much you can generate from one gig. So you have 15 strategy sessions. Out of those 15 strategy sessions, 30% become a client. Now, we've taught you how to stand in your power and stand in your value. So we recommend charging at least $2,000 for a 90-day program. Let's say you get 5 new clients.
So that 5 new clients is the 30% of the 15 strategy sessions.
Yes, thank you. And then a $2,000 program, say a 90-day program, you just generated yourself $10,000
from one speaking gig.
5 new clients times $2,000 each. $10,000 from one free speaking gig in your own backyard. That's why we recommend starting with Signature Talk Marketing.
Yep.
The only thing that Signature Talk Marketing costs you is the gas and to get there.
That's right.
That's it.
That's it.
You know.
That's it. And,
right?
and are you beginning to see how this is a great way to get profitable very quickly? Are you beginning to see that if you had a sales force that was doing this, how you would be able to generate leads without having to put any time or energy into technology? Okay, that comes out to $120,000 a year.
Yeah.
All right. Now, let's say you're a little bit more ambitious and you decide to do 2 speaking gigs in a single month. Okay, same 30 people at both gigs. Same 50% saying yes to your strategy session, to your free gift. That's a total of 15 strategy sessions. You're still converting at 30%. 5 new clients at a $2,000 program, but this time you've done it twice. So now you have a $20,000 month from 2 speaking gigs in your own backyard. Now you're on record pace to doing almost $250,000 from 2 speaking gigs a month.
And you might want to take a quick screenshot or even just, pull out your phone and take a picture of this. I mean, think about it for a second. Close to $250,000 working for yourself, making your own hours, not having to sit in traffic or answer to a boss or sit in a cubicle or clock in and clock out. You're making great money, impacting people's lives. The more money you make as a change agent, the more transformation that's out in the world. So your good services, your good work, your good medicine is out in the world helping people, and you're truly making a bigger difference. You're living on purpose. You're following your calling. And man, I think it's the best gig on the planet.
I think so too.
It's so much fun. Just before Christmas, we had a speaking gig
in Honolulu.
In
Waikiki.
We were able to write the whole trip off. We bounced over to Maui for another week. It was fantastic.
And that so far that speaking gig has generated over $25,000 for our business. So and we knew that it would because we have a system.
Yeah.
And that's what we want to have for you. So here's the good news. This is exclusively for experts, speakers, and entrepreneurs, those who are truly brilliant at what you do and you want to monetize your message.
And that's why we created Big Impact Live. Big Impact Live is our 3-day signature event, and it's exclusively for conscious business owners. So you're an expert, a speaker, an entrepreneur who wants to make a big impact, who wants to make a bigger difference, and you want to get paid well for your services too. Hell yeah.
So at Big Impact Live, Speak Your Path to Cash, this is the kind of event that allow you to use speaking or Speak Your Path to Cash system to make an additional $10,000 plus every single month. It's low tech, high touch, which is why it works so good.
You're going to discover how to get more speaking gigs. So that might be one of the areas that you need to skill up in. You're like, okay, that's great. 3 easy steps. Well, you might need help getting the gigs. We have a whole system on how to get more speaking gigs so you can consistently attract a flood of high-paying clients month after month after month.
We're also going to go into the inner game of speaking, because you know what? It can still be one of the biggest fears that people have is how to move from nervousness and anxiousness to confident and certain. And there's very specific things. Both Shannon and I have a big background in neuro-linguistic programming as well as in psychology where we can help you overcome those fears of being seen so that you can stand in your power and in your confidence to not only make money, but to be able to make a difference in the lives of other people.
And you're going to go from being an undiscovered expert to a recognized authority in your industry fast, baby. When people say business takes time, I'm like, it takes a really long time if you don't have the right map. That's right. Okay, that's why we created Big Impact Live, to give you the right map so you can get the results fast.
So right about now, you're like, I know how this works. I've been on webinars before, and here comes the sales pitch.
And you know what? You're right. Here it comes.
But there's something different here. Speaking is sacred, okay? And when it's done right, it's so much more than making money. It's about making an impact and a difference.
It's about following your calling and living your purpose. It's about sharing your gifts and your blessings with the world.
So there's a few problems in the industry that kind of counteract this sacredness of speaking, and you need to be aware of them. Number one is you need to find the right audience for your message. You could be doing everything exactly right. You have the entire Speak Your Path to Cash system. You've practiced. You're awesome on stage. But if you have the wrong message for the wrong audience for your message, it'll seem like it doesn't even count. Why? Because the speaking industry has changed. Specifically, TED has really brought in more of a need for authentic, enriching, and innovative content. Okay. And this has caused a need for your message to be really dialed in and really specific for the market that you're reaching for.
Have you ever had the experience of, you know, getting on stage and being excited about speaking, but then you're just not in front of the right audience and you've got a great message, but it's that message to market mismatch, okay? So you've got to be aware of the message to market mismatch, because otherwise you can have a rockin' signature talk, but if you're talking to the wrong people, they're not going to say yes.
That's right.
Okay,
they're not even going to understand what you're talking about.
And so you have to find the right audiences, and you have to have a system to be able to find those right audiences over and over again.
We then have industry problem number two, which is you must know what to say to promoters. Why? Because you can get blacklisted. Promoters, it's a small little world, and promoters can smell an amateur wannabe speaker from miles away.
So a promoter is anyone who runs events, leads groups, and brings in guest speakers. So when I did all these big multi-speaker events, I was a promoter. And everywhere I went, everybody asked me the same exact question. Can I get on your stage?
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 Can I get on your stage? Don't do that, okay? You want to make sure that you're showing up as pro, because literally promoters are getting anywhere from 20 to 30 inquiries per week from speakers with zero experience. And it can be very overwhelming. They're getting all of these requests of, can I get on your stage? Can I get on your stage? Without building any rapport or value that you're going to bring to the audience.
They are loving Big Impact because they know we teach speakers to go pro. So while someone may have very little stage experience, but after you've gone through our program, you do. And you show up as a class act. And promoters love working with Big Impact speakers because they know that you're going to produce results and that you're going to deliver quality and really good content. And that's what they're looking for. They have a responsibility to their audience to make sure that they have good content and great speakers. So you got to be aware of what you say to promoters so that you don't get blacklisted. And it really is the difference, because we really show you an authentic speaking system that attaches your essence to your marketing so that you can make a big impact. This is why Big Impact speakers stand out, is when they take the stage, they have something to say, and they say it powerfully. And it converts.
And in our complete system to getting more speaking gigs, you actually will get the scripts of exactly what to say to the promoters so you don't get blacklisted. And at Big Impact Live, it's Mark and I who deliver it. So you're getting 2 7-figure mentors teaching you how to master signature talk marketing. We don't have other coaches or trainers teaching you, like you're learning from us. And I think that that makes a huge difference, learning from 2 7-figure mentors who have mastered the system.
Yeah, and people come from all over the world to these 3 days. I mean, we had, who was it that came from Malaysia? Nora from Malaysia. 22 hours one way, okay, on a plane. That's dedication. Why? Because there's something that happens when you're face-to-face with a mentor. And we're getting ready to offer you something that's hard to say no to, because we want you to get started right away, not just when this event is here. So we got some things for you, but at this event, it allows you to really connect and collaborate with a tribe of like-minded experts, speakers, and entrepreneurs that are up to big things.
Plus, we're going to create your speaking gig posse. Okay, so your speaking gig posse is basically a mastermind designed to help you get more speaking gigs. One of the easiest, fastest way to get more gigs is to hang out with other speakers.
That's right.
And trade referrals for promoters. So we're going to teach that whole strategy, and we're going to actually get her done, baby. Get it done at the event. You're going to walk away with your speaking gig posse done and dialed. And the whole event is $497 in value. I mean, we've had clients go on to make hundreds of thousands of dollars from this weekend. In fact, Destin Garrick, he said, I was already speaking, but was still struggling. Once I learned the Speak Your Path to Cash formula, I made over $40,000 in one week. 1 week. He did it from a webinar, by the way. Yeah.
Yep. I was speaking on stages all over the world. I knew how to inspire a crowd, but I was struggling to get a consistent flood of high-paying clients. Through Mark and Shannon Speak Your Path to Cash system, I've generated over $40,000 in a single week. I've never had this kind of success before. Their system works. I'm on track for my best year ever.
Ever. That's right.
So here's what we have to offer you today. Okay, this is a very special Speak Your Path to Cash bundle. Why? Because we're about results. You do any kind of, if you talk to anybody in our tribe, you do any kind of research, you see that Mark and Shannon generate results. We have a step-by-step process that walks you through that. And we hold you accountable with a loving, firm hand, okay? So this is gonna be in the San Francisco Bay Area. Like we said, it's a $497 value. And here's what you're gonna get in addition to that ticket.
Yep, so you're gonna get the complete system to getting more speaking gigs. This includes how to get in front of the right audiences every single time, like clockwork. You're gonna know exactly what to say to promoters so you can get booked over and over again for years to come. It includes 5 video modules, plug and play scripts and checklists, all on the Big Impact University web portal.
This alone, you guys, is so valuable. I'm thinking of Marcy. Marcy, what's her last name?
Maslov,
yes. She's a CPA, and she does a lot of training of bookkeepers and entrepreneurs. And from this alone, she got 3 speaking gigs right off the bat that generated revenue from her.
Yep.
So please take advantage of this.
In fact, she was on this very same webinar. She said yes to the offer that we're about to present for you right now. And she got 3 speaking gigs before she even came to Big Impact Live. Okay, so this is a whole system that we put together to help you get on the core and get the results really quickly.
Yeah, because we know that, if you're on this call, you're motivated. You're a motivated person. You want to make things happen now. And when you have been given an opportunity to work with a system that works, you're probably ready to make it happen right off the bat. Okay. So that's the first bonus, valued at almost $2 grand. The second one is we're going to do some inner game stuff. Okay. Inner game and spirituality, where we're going to really help you develop a powerful psychology to get your subconscious mind on your team, to really make business your spiritual practice. We incorporate A Course in Miracles and other spiritual philosophies to get out of overwhelm, self-doubt, and sabotaging behaviors fast. This often becomes a lot of people's favorites because they start to see that, while I may learn I might learn how to grow my business. If I'm miserable in that process, I'm not very successful. We believe success is both fulfillment and financial gain, and impact. So in order to do that, you got to have an inner game that really works.
Yeah, and I'm going to brag about you for a second. So Mark I always call him my inner game hero. He has over 20 years experience studying the Course in Miracles and also neuro-linguistic programming. Do you think when you build your business and as an entrepreneur, do you think some shit is going to come up? Hell yeah.
Just a little bit.
And so you've got to have tools and a system to manage your state, to get your subconscious mind on your team so that you don't sabotage yourself. And especially as you step into the spotlight of your own life, things will come up, the fear of being seen and being visible. So we're going to support you on the inner game and psychology side of things. And I can't think of anybody better, babe, for them to study from than you.
Well, and honestly, it's both of us, because Shannon has done all the work herself as well. I mean, you're one of the most enlightened and focused people I've ever met.
Thanks,
and so we're really good coaches on helping you get past the barriers that keep you from implementing. And that's really what this program here is for. It's valued at $2,500. We're also going to throw in Big Impact support. Tell them about it, babe.
Okay, so you're going to get 6 months of hot seat coaching with Mark and I. So twice a month, we jump on like a video conference and you can submit your most pressing questions and you get your questions answered twice a month. Plus, you're learning from everybody else. And this is really where we get to customize the Speak Your Path to Cash system for your specific business. And this is close to a $3,000 value.
Yeah, you can't really, how can you put a value on having 2 7-figure mentors actually look at what you're doing and how you're doing it? This is where we get to help you make the distinctions and look at what is your situation and customize it to your particular situation, your particular business, so that you can really get the best benefits out of it. Okay. So that's everything. You get Big Impact Live. You get the complete system to getting more speaking gigs, the inner game and spirituality, as well as 6 months of support. This is a robust system designed to help you get started right off the bat. So that when you come to Big Impact Live, you've already seen the success that this system brings. And then now you're really equipped to go out there and have a big impact. And when you add all those together, you're looking at almost $8,000 in value. Okay?
So what if you became the speaker you've been dreaming about for years? What if this was your room where you were having the impact, the aha moments, seeing people light up right in front of you? Seeing people rejoice and laugh and go inward, connecting with the divine. Seeing each other and being seen. This is the vibe of the Big Impact Tribe.
Witnessing people's transformation from struggle and overwhelm to triumph and victory. We go inward. We channel.
And we laugh our asses
off too. Very good. Big Impact Live works. It's a duplicatable and repeatable system that helps you get out of the overwhelm of technology to get grounded in what matters most in business, your message. Until you get your message dialed in, you have no reason to be doing technology because it's all built upon what you say. And until you get that dialed in and it's just able to roll off your tongue in a way that's relevant to your ideal client, that everything you're doing to try to get your message out there is going to be struggle. And this is the easiest way to avoid that struggle. Okay. And Big Impact is it's a tribe of joy, acceptance, and love. Really quality people here.
So just reviewing again everything that you're going to get. So Big Impact Live is our signature 3-day event. You're going to get all the home study courses right away. As soon as you say yes, you're going to get access to it today. Okay. So the complete system to getting more speaking gigs to help you hone in on your message and find those right audiences of exactly what to say to promoters so you don't come across as a newbie, but instead you come across as a pro and they say yes to booking you. Then the inner game and spirituality to help you manage your emotions and the psychology and your inner game. And then this isn't like a home study self-paced program where we're not going to see you. We're going to see you twice a month for the next 6 months, and you get ongoing support from 2 7-figure mentors.
That's right. And of course, we're not going to charge you that $8,000. We want to make this ridiculously easy for you to say yes. We understand you've got to travel to the Bay Area. You've got to have, there's expenses associated with a hotel and all that. So we want to be able to give you something that is just, you just have to say yes to. So, I mean, we could easily offer it to you for $497. That's the regular price that we would offer this at.
Now, because we have a leveraged business model and we're speaking to a group of people all at once, that sounds familiar.
That sounds familiar.
We actually do everything that we teach you how to do. Like, you're going to learn how to do this as well, but you're going to learn how to create your signature talk and create webinars. And, you know, we really wanted to just make it like super easy peasy, like a hell yes, I'm in. And we're able to do that because we have a leveraged business model.
That's right.
So we're going to give you everything for just,
but there's a few things. They're probably wondering, like, what are the dates?
Yes.
When are they going to come? What are the dates? And then they're wondering, like, well, where do I need to go? And all those sort of things. And all this gets sent to you when you sign up. So here's what we're going to do. Okay, we're going to give you the full almost $8,000 of value today for just $197.
$197, baby. $197.
Okay, and then here's the thing. Here's what you're going to want to do. You're going to want to head on over to bigimpactlive.com gigs 2018. Stacy, if you would type that and pin that at the top. Okay, bigimpactlive.com gigs
gigs
2018.
2018.
That's going to take you to a page that looks like this. Okay, you're going to see the Big Impact Live is April 6th through the 8th, at least as of this recording. And what you do is when you scroll down, you'll eventually come to this page right here where you can click on this pink button. Okay, when you click on this pink button, it's going to take you to a page that looks like, or you're going to see that that's where you click on it. It's going to take you to a page that looks just like this, where it breaks down. You got your Big Impact Live ticket plus the 3 bonuses that are a part of that. All right. Then you're going to fill out your information. You got to put in your billing information, name, email, phone number, address. You know how that all works. Go ahead and put in your payment information. You can put in your credit card number. Then go ahead and click complete my purchase. Now, what that allows you to do is to get you started. As soon as you click Get My Purchase, you will get a confirmation. Here's the thing. We stand behind everything that we do with a no-fail guarantee. So after you go ahead and make the decision to buy this now, if you don't get a single speaking gig, we're going to book a one-on-one call with you with one of our head Big Impact coaches to work with you until you get the gigs, okay? So if you don't get the gig, we're going to refund 100% of your money, and you can keep all the bonuses. All right?
So it's a results-based guarantee. All you need to do is go to bigimpactlive.com/gigs 2018. And this is why you should do it now. It's really a no-brainer. I mean, $197 for 3 full days of speaker, business, and spirituality training with 2 7-figure mentors. I remember when, I think it was Richard Bandler, who's, you know, the granddaddy of neuro-linguistic programming, and he only comes to the States like
once a year,
maybe once a year. And a friend of ours was going to Orlando. This is when we were living in California.
Yep.
And he said, Richard Bandler's coming to the States. And Mark and I moved mountains. I mean, we have a whole team, and we had a lot on the agenda and a lot on the calendar. And we did whatever it took.
We flew across the country for 5 days. It was 5, which actually really meant 7 days because we were traveling. It was intense.
It was way more than 197.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we're trying to make this as easy for you as possible. You're also going to get more speaking gigs and become the recognized go-to thought leader in your field, and ultimately so you can overcome the fears and self-doubt to creating a movement and growing your business.
So we'd like to open it up for questions that you have about either the program or what we shared with you today. So go ahead and type in any questions that you might have that we can answer right now. We would love to be able to support you in any way that we can. So let us know, like, you know, did you have some questions about getting the speaking gigs or the 5 revenue models of speaking?
Or maybe you have some questions
about the bundle.
Yeah.
Go ahead and type those in.
Awesome. Joanna, yay, Joanna Wright from Pennsylvania. Good to see you here, sweetheart.
Yay, good to see you.
Yay. And Martina. Yeah, Martina. It's been a while since we've seen you too.
Melina. Good to see you, Melina. Yay. Teresa. Yay, Teresa. Liz. Hi, Liz.
Hey, Liz.
Denise. Yay. Always good to see you. Jennifer. Good to see you. So this is your opportunity to ask people that have really, you know, we've done it. Okay. When will you be back in the LA area? Is your question?
We often have speaking gigs in LA, and we travel quite a bit. But in terms of doing Big Impact Live, this the one coming up in April will be in the Bay Area. We don't currently do a Big Impact Live in April in LA.
So Jennifer, I'd encourage you to take advantage of this bundle and then come and see us. We are going to be at the Whole Life Living Expo. What's the name of that? Holistic Living Expo. Come see us there. We're going to have lots of great stuff. If you're in LA, come and see us, you guys, because we have an amazing presentation that we're giving there as well.
Yeah, that'll be at the beginning of February. Yeah, totally. So let us know what your questions are regarding either the bundle, the package, anything that we talked about so far. Teresa says, what does helping businesses connect with the hearing impaired say to you? I don't quite understand your question. What your question is, Teresa? Can you be a little bit more specific? What does helping businesses connect
with the hearing impaired?
I'm not sure what your question is, hon.
What does helping businesses connect with the hearing impaired say to you? I'd like you to re-ask that, Teresa, because it sounds like you probably are serving people that might be hearing impaired, and if there's something you'd like to do with that, we would really be behind you in serving that population. So we'd like to know more around that.
Totally.
So the Speak Your Path to Cash bundle, okay, that consists of all these sort of things. So let's go ahead and pull that right back up.
And we'll share our screen. And then Jennifer says, is this bundle all web related? In other words, this is all videos and PDFs. So you're going to have some that's home study course, right? That's the complete system to getting more speaking gigs, Jennifer. But then the 6 months of ongoing support is video.
Right.
So we jump on Zoom twice a month. We see your smiling face. We answer your questions. Big Impact Live is a 3-day live event where we're going to actually get, hugs and kisses and dances and connecting with each other, So you're getting a combo of all the different learning style. It's definitely not just like an online course.
We've recently been enjoying the show Chopped on the Food Network, which for those of you that don't know, it's a competition of chefs. and they have a surprise basket with ingredients that they don't know what's in there, and then they have a limited amount of time to create magic. And so I want you to see the way we put together programs and packages, and the way we teach that is you're going to add a little bit of garlic, add a little bit of olive oil, and you're going to add all these specific little flavors that allow you to create something that tastes amazing.
Ooh, that's making me hungry.
In the way, I'm hungry too, yeah. And so what we've created with this program is multidimensional. So it does have some home study with some video and audio. It also has live interaction where you can ask questions. And then it has the ability for you to travel and actually be a part of the tribe and really learn live and in person. And when you do, we always love it when people come up and say hi to us. And it really is an opportunity to really take speaking seriously. That's what we built this for, is for those of you that know you want to be a speaker, you want to be able to fast track your way to results, to influence, to impact, then Big Impact Live is the best option for you. And this bundle is great because it allows you to get started immediately and come at it from a variety of different angles so that you have all the spices to create something pretty juicy and delicious.
That was awesome, honey.
Well, thank you.
That was great.
So this is what you guys want to do now. It's a no-brainer. 3 full days, just 197. You get basically 2 7-figure mentors that are really going to support you in that. You're going to get more speaking gigs. You're going to overcome yourself, your fears and self-doubt with creating a movement and growing your business. And we really, truly are the leaders in this and the world's authority in showing you how to generate revenue from speaking. So there's a limited number of seats for this special. So make sure you jump on it now while it's still available. Once you click on your cart, make sure you go all the way to the bottom, where you can actually get a free download on the most profitable niches for speakers. You can grab that at the very bottom of this page. Just head on over there now and you can take advantage of that. And then go to bigimpactlive.com gigs 2018 to claim your prize. And we'd gladly see you at Big Impact Live. We can't wait to connect with you and help support you guys.
Yeah, and this bundle is going to be perfect for you if you see yourself as a speaker, you want to get your message out there, and you're spinning your wheels, and it's like 2018 is your year, baby. It's your year, and you've just had it. You've had it with not getting compensated well for your services, or maybe you're making decent money, but you know so much more is possible.
That's right.
You know, and Jennifer, you're going to be in Toronto for those dates. We do Big Impact Live twice a year, so I would recommend that you still take advantage of this package, and then you could email us, and we could just hook you up with the next set of dates. Okay? Don't let dates be the reason.
You guys don't.
You know, I mean, we're making it as easy and cost effective for you as possible. One reason is to help you offset the travel.
Right.
So in a lot of ways, this is kind of like a travel scholarship, because we know that we're reaching people all over the world, you know, so it's our way of giving back and helping you to become the speaker and the thought leader that you know that you have it in you, but you need some guidance. You need some mentorship.
And then Teresa, you said 20% of the population is hearing impaired. I want them to avoid liability and be proactive by creating hearing-friendly businesses. It is a tagline. So here's the thing, Teresa. Speaking is a great way to reach those people.
Yeah.
All right, and here's why. They know a lot of people that can hear. Okay, and they actually attend a lot of these kind of events. So please look at the spoken word, while maybe it needs to be translated. And you know, sign language is such a beautiful, beautiful language, especially from the stage. You know, I could see how you could be teaching people, everyday people, how to relate more effectively with the hearing impaired, as well as, you know, having them think of people that they're hearing impaired. So this is a great program for that sort of thing.
And then Melina, would I be able to register via PayPal in 2 days?
You can use PayPal in 2 days. I don't think that there'll be any slots left at this, Melina. The PayPal, you're looking at just like $100. If you can swing that now, then it would be another 30 days before you had to pay again. All you would do is you would go to that, when you go here, okay, what you'll see is that
they're not seeing your screen.
You're right, sorry.
So when you go to bigimpactlive.com /gigs 2018, when you go to the checkout cart, you have an option to do a one pay of $197, or you could do a two pay, Melina. I think it's a two pay
of $115.
Of $115.
So if you select that there, and then you would just go ahead and complete your purchase, it would take you over to where you have an option of doing PayPal. And so I would encourage you to do that now, because I don't know how long this is going to last. We only have a certain number of tickets. We had a lot of people enroll in this webinar, and we're pretty certain that they'll be gone. And we already have over 100 people that are coming to Big Impact Live. So, and it's going to be amazing. So we would love to see you there and give you an opportunity to spread your wings and really truly have impact.
This event, it's going to be really special. So we did Big Impact Live 2 years ago, babe, 3 years ago, and Mark proposed on stage. I didn't even see it coming.
That was 3 years ago, November.
Three years ago. So we're back at the Proposal Hotel,
yes.
The same hotel that he proposed on stage. So it has, you know, special meaning for us, but there'll be a magic in the air that's very engaging. Yeah. Excellent.
You know, so here's the thing, you guys. One of the biggest challenges that we've seen that really brilliant people have is making a decision. So many speakers are getting ready to get ready. They're thinking they need to do this first, and they're thinking they need to do that first. Meanwhile, there's all these people that need your voice, that need your message, that need your medicine, and it's going without. We're looking for that 3 to 5% of the population that's like, you know what? I'm ready to do what it takes. I'm decisive, I'm motivated, I know I'm brilliant, and I know how to work hard, and I'm willing to put my money on the line to develop myself and to grow myself. If that's you, this is a no-brainer. Head on over to bigimpactlive.com/gigs2018 and take advantage of this. I mean, think about what it's going to be like to be in a room full of people that are making a fortune with public speaking. And that's just our existing clients. And there's going to be, you know, twice that number of people there that are excited and committed to making money, making a difference, and taking the stage, not just in their business, but in their life as the thought leader and the expert that you've been working for years to really be recognized.
And if you're in, let us know. I'm in, so we can celebrate with you. You know, there's a lot of people on this training right now. So let us know if you're in, so we can celebrate, you know. And, you know, you got to think, well, if not this, then what? Okay, we're not attached to you working with us. I think it would be a really smart decision considering we get such amazing results for our clients. But, you know, maybe we're not your cup of tea. So if that's the case, then what? What is your plan to start making money as a speaker, to start reaching the people you're meant to serve, to get really profitable in your business and create a conscious, thriving business that changes people's lives?
Yeah. Okay? Jennifer says, I'm in.
I'm in. Yay, Jennifer. Yay.
Awesome. That's great.
Awesome. Super smart decision, Jennifer. You're going to love it. You're going to love our tribe. I can't wait to connect you with them. And
I'm already in.
Yes,
yay, Nancy.
Yay, Nancy. Excellent.
Looking forward to seeing you there.
Awesome. 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 Yeah. You know, so for those of you that are on the fence, you know, if not this, then what? Okay. And oftentimes it's easy to go into, well, you know, if I just keep doing what I've been doing, surely something is going to take off. And I was guilty of that mindset for a really, really long time. And I spun my wheels for about a good 6 or 7 years. And it's really painful. Yeah, it's really painful when you know you have brilliance inside of you. And people tell you, you know, whatever you decide to do, whatever you put your mind to it,
you're going to be great.
You're a rock star. You're a total badass. But then when you look at your bank account, you're not seeing that badassery show up in your bank account. And it can start to really affect your self-esteem. It can really start, the self-doubt can really start to eat at you. And before you know it, you're like, you know, maybe I need to get a job. Or maybe your friends and family are telling you, you know, I don't know if this coaching thing is going to take off for you. Maybe you should get a job.
Yeah.
I've heard that many times.
You know, the people closest to you aren't going to understand. They're not going to understand that when you think about getting a job, you're like, only if I have to, and it's just for a certain amount of time to get me past this hump.
Yeah.
It's like you're so committed to that calling. It's pushing on you. It's pulling on you. It's twisting you. It's bending you. It's pressuring you to listen and to take action. And even if that, you know, and most of the time that means you're going to have to take a lot more action than you want to. You know, and that's why we're so proud of what we've been able to create for our clients, is because over the years of that kind of heartache for us, it has really been about creating a program that people feel so great falling into, of saying yes to where you're guided step by step. Put your foot here. No, don't step there. Don't step there. That's a landmine. Avoid that pitfall. Go around and do this. We are so good at just really giving you a step-by-step action plan that gets rid of the distraction, gives you specifics that you need to do that can start generating revenue for you right away, or additional revenue. That's what I love about this, is that if you're a savvy business person, you should be seeing this and going, done deal.
I can do this.
I can do this.
Yep.
Because it's not going to take months and months and months of learning curve that you're taking away an opportunity cost. It's just a little bit of a structure to get the system in place, and bam, you're up and running.
Melina's saying, yay, there's a toupee. Cool. Yay, Melina. Awesome. Can't wait to see you at Big Impact Live, ladies. It's going to be great.
Oh, Jennifer said she saw the video of the
probably the proposal video. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, really good. Awesome. Melina,
Yay,
yay! I'm excited I'm in. Yay!
Yay, that's perfect.
Excellent. I need to go add some funds on the card. Yeah, excellent. Very good.
Very good. Looking
Smart,
forward to
very
having you guys
smart
there.
decision. Yeah.
So you guys, we're going to we're here for questions. I'm not seeing any more questions coming through. So we're going to turn it over to you to head on over to bigimpactlive.com, gigs 2018 //
Yeah, / yeah.
/ 2018 gigs 2018. It's right there at the top of the chat. That'll direct you where you need to go to take advantage of the bundle offer. And we really look forward to serving you. And if you have any questions, comments, if you'd like a little bit more one-on-one personal support, reach out to support@bigimpactlive.com. Support@bigimpactlive.com, and maybe we can set up a one-on-one conversation with you to see how we can serve you, your business, and maybe even your team on developing the Speak Your Path to Cash system. We'd love to have you there. Thank you, Stacy, for everything. Let's hear from Stacy.
Yay, Stacy.
She's our rock star community love manager.
Yay, there she is. Hey.
We got to lean in more.
Yeah.
You guys squeeze in. Yeah, and that email comes right to me. So I would be happy to answer any questions that anybody has. And this was super awesome. So go ahead. Everyone needs to be Big Impact Live, because I'm going to be there. And they're going to be there, and everyone's in love with Mark and Shannon. So everyone go over and buy your ticket. And as like a social media marketing person, you guys talked a lot about like finding your message before you get online and all that stuff. My life is funnels, and you can't even get started online until you have your message. Yes. So this is such a good starting point. I love that you touched on that. So love it. Everyone, sign up right now. We'll see you there.
Thank you so much for being the hostess with the mostest, Stacy. And you guys, I'm not sure how long that this will be available. So head over there right now and jump on it, because it is a limited time offer. So
yeah, and we'll see you at Big Impact Live.
See you guys all there.
On the calls.
Bye, everyone. Good night.
Awesome. Mwah.